Hello and welcome back to OmniWorld. The last time that we left off, we were building this fountain, and I'm quite happy with this. I think it came out nicely. We got the floor laid out, and yeah, I think we're good with this. I think we're gonna leave this the way it is. Now, you may notice not a lot has changed around here. It's been a busy week or so not a lot has been able to go on. But I'm also kind of stuck. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit stuck for inspiration. Now, these three here are very similar. They're all using very similar features, which I think is okay. I don't think that's a big problem. I mean, I don't want these things to look too different, but I don't know, man. I would like something to be slightly different between them. So today, we're going to leave this place today. We're going to leave this just for an episode, maybe two. Rip. I have an idea. I have a plan for today, and I think it's good. When you start to find that you're losing inspiration a little bit, it is nice to kind of move away and do something separate, just for a little bit, so you can kind of get back into it. So that's what we're going to do with this. But before we go and start on today's plan, I was going to bring you over here. I have made 2 piles of dirt that are the exact same size, and I was quite proud of this. Now, this is going to be a new project that we're going to start working on. I've got a little bit of planning to do, and I would like to do a little bit of building on creative to kind of get some ideas for how I want this to go. But this is going to be good. This is going to be cool. This is going to be kind of our main hall for this town. Now, it's going to be a big hall where people would meet. If we think about the lore of this place, it would be where they hold meetings and sort of gatherings, and a community place, a little community area for them to gather. It's going to be a fairly big building in terms of size. It's not huge, but I want it to be kind of tall. The only problem I'm having at the moment is looking at it from here. Now, I don't want to build this place too tall because you won't see anything over there, which will bring some interest to the place, sure, because as you run around the corner, you'll start to see things appear and all that, but I don't want to block off too much, so that's why I want to have a little play around with this first. But the idea is it's going to be a big open hall. There's going to be a nice big table down the middle, and I've got some special ideas for the table and chairs that's going to involve some stuff, some patron stuff, so I'll let you know about that once we get to it. So that's going to be kind of cool, but this is what we're going to start on, probably next episode or the one after. But Today we're going back to somewhere we've been before. Now, we were here probably a few episodes. Oh, it's going to be this one. A few episodes back. We ran around here. I showed you this place a few times, and I think we did come back here the other day for a little fly around just to see the progress that had been made. But today we're going to build a little bit here. Now, just underneath this area, I want to find the legit way down. I think there's a staircase somewhere. Okay, maybe not here. There's definitely a staircase around here somewhere. I think it might be further down. I'd like to use the stairs rather than jump because, well, it's kind of scary down there. Is this a lift? A lift. Yes, that will work. You'll see that a lot of places down here have been built. A lot of people have been building their own little places into the walls. And we're going to do that as well today. We're going to do that as well. I've got a little bit of an idea. I've got some plans on what I want to do. But we're going to take this spot just over here next to Garnet's place. I think it's going to be cool. I've had a little look around all of these places, and there's some really cool stuff going on here. But we're going to make something a little bit different. Now, I set myself a bit of a challenge with this one. I wanted it to be a little bit different to what we normally do. It's not too different, but I'm using some blocks that I haven't used and some blocks that I don't want to use because I don't really like. Have I got sounds on? Nope. There we go. And some blocks that I don't really like. I decided to give it a go because I think, especially with the whole struggling with inspiration for the place that we normally work on, I thought it would be a good idea to give this a go and maybe lay out some stuff that we haven't used before. So we're using some prismarine, which I think goes really nicely, surprisingly, with the orange of acacia wood. Now, I don't like orange very much, as some of you may remember, and I don't use acacia wood ever. I quite like the grey, but I don't like this orange. But today we're gonna like this orange. We're gonna use this orange. I've got a little bit of a plan, which I think looks kind of cool. So we're gonna get started on this. Now, I'm just wondering how far away we want to be. We want to be probably starting about here. I think would be good. I don't want to leave too much of a gap. What sort of gap are these people left? Let's have a little check. So I want it to fit in, but yeah, so maybe only a few blocks then. All right, well, let's go with that. So we'll start, say, here. I think here would be a good place to start. So we'll start with some of the good old grey logs. So my plan with this one was I want to build a front. What's that? What's that? I swear I just got damaged. What did I just do? Oh, was that lag from when I jumped off? Maybe that was lag from when I jumped off. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I want to build into the wall. But I kind of want to use the wall as well. So we have a little bit of an area that's sticking out. That's probably going to be like, get out of here, mushrooms. You're ruining everything, man. We're going to go like this, okay? What have I got with me? I'm going to need one of... What am I doing? I'm going to need one of these guys. I'm making a mess of this. I should probably get myself situated. And do I have any dark oak? I don't. I only have spruce. Cool. Well, I'm going to need to get some dark oak at some point, but I'll run off and do that in a little bit. Let's see. So we want to go up. I've gone up 4 on these ones. I might need 1 more on that actually. But that's cool. Yeah, that was just a lag. That really worried me. I thought something had gone horribly wrong with everything ever. And let's have a look. So let's make some slabs. Oh, things are lagging. This happened to me earlier, and then it kicked me out. I don't know what happened. I think I broke everything. I'm sorry if I broke everything. Maybe like that. No, I've done something a little bit... Oh, I see what I've done. I see what I've done differently. This should be back one. This should be on here. Let's get this built up. Yeah, there's a little bit of weird lag going on. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get situated. I'm going to find my dark oak logs. I'm going to figure out what all this is... Whoa, what all this is about, and I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, it doesn't seem like the lag has actually moved too much, and I don't know if there's really much we can do about it, but we'll be okay. We can still get this thing built. We'll just have to be a little bit careful that we don't get squished or anything. Now, where are my fences? We've got some of these fences, so something really cool is going to be happening soon on this server, which I'm really looking forward to. Moose, the guy who made... I say guy, I'm not actually sure if it is a guy. That's fine. The guy who made the little adventure we went on last episode, the Christmas scavenger hunt. He's building a massive year-long thing, and it's based on the Hercules things where there's like 8 tasks or something. I don't know, but it sounds really, really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be happening fairly soon. So we'll definitely be getting some of that recorded as well. So that's going to be really, really cool. So there's going to be some cool things happening. Pretty soon with all of this stuff. So we've got that to look forward to. Man, it is so cold today. I don't know what's happened these last few days, and I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but it has got so cold. I don't even know how cold it is. It's probably not really that cold, but this room that I'm in now is freezing, man. I've got myself a nice array of blankets and jumpers. I'm even wearing slippers, man. That's how cold it is. Maybe I'm just really old. I feel like I'm getting probably really old. That's probably all it is. That's okay. I think I'll add the detail in a little bit. We'll just get the basic outline of this place done. And then I'll be happy from there. So let's get some of these planks. I'm going to need to use my backpack because I have way too much stuff laying in my inventory. I won't need this stuff till later. That's probably a bit better. Let's get some planks. And let's make some stairs. Stairs are good, man. Stairs are good. One of the problems I had with this, as I was figuring everything out, really was trying to get it to be a little bit more interesting. I got kind of the basic shapes and everything down, and I was happy with that, but it just didn't feel very detailed. So there's a lot of sort of slabs and stairs, which I feel kind of a bit lazy. But do you know what? Overall, I'm kind of happy with it. It's not really something I normally work with, so it worked out quite nicely for me, I think. Let's get these guys in here. But I think the blue and the orange work really well together, and I'm not overly sure why, but I just think they're very cool. And let's go get some stairs on this side, and then I want to try and pull out the little... I've got like a little canopy, is that the right word? I don't really know what words are. And then we're going to want one of these slabs in here as well. I find this so awkward still, like building and talking on camera, because I find it hard to know what to talk about. Let's get these things in here. My phone is being a robot from Star Wars. I should really start turning my phone off when I do stuff. I feel like that would probably be a better way to go. I feel like it happens too often. It's okay, I'm sure you guys can forgive me. And then we want to come along here, like this. No, not quite that far. Shh. I don't have time for you, mobile telephone. I have things going on. How do I mute everything? There we go. Okay, that's fine. It'll probably still buzz at me, but hopefully you guys won't hear it buzzing, and that will be okay. I knew I had some more slabs somewhere. I'm going to need to build some more, though. So let's go build some more slabs. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit more of this laid out, so I'm not awkwardly trying to fill in space, and I will be back with you once I'm somewhere. So one thing I didn't actually really figure out, because I kind of built this in a light creative world, was lighting itself. Now I did get some sea lanterns, because I think obviously they are quite a good good addition for this. It's just going to be a case of finding where to place them. I probably will just go with a couple up here in place of where I would have put some leaves and things. That's definitely something I should have considered, which isn't really what I did. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the outside built today, and then I think we'll come back and we'll try and get an actual inside finished, maybe at a later date. But yeah, for now it is actually just the outside that I've got done. And I don't really want to leave this a hollow shell forever, so we will definitely come back to it. But for now, it is just going to be an outside. Now let's build that door I needed. Where are those blocks I got? Where are they? There they are. I went with the dark door. There were a few that I liked, and do you know what? I even kind of like the birch door. Now, you'll never hear me say like and birch in the same sentence without I really don't in front of it, but the birch door worked quite nicely with this. But being in here with all the sort of the light and the shadows, I think the dark door does work a lot better, so I'm kind of glad that we went with that in the end. Let me get a little bit more of this in place, and I've got a little bit to do with these guys as well, just up here. Do I want them that way? I think we're going to put them the other way. Let's bring that down. But then that's going to be pretty much this part done. So this little bottom part here that's kind of what I'm going with. I think it's going to look quite cool. I had some colored glass on here. I had it in cyan, but again, because of the lighting and the shadow in here is quite different. I'm thinking maybe gray would work well, but I think it depends on what we do with the inside. I think that's what's going to make the difference. But let's head up here and let's see if I can make this really cool jump. So that didn't happen. I think is probably that's the story we'll stick to. I didn't attempt to do that, so it's fine. It's all okay. But yeah, it's very, very... Oh man, what is wrong with me today? My hands are so cold. My hands are frozen, man. I don't know what's happened. It's probably not even that good. Can I see the temperature on my metabolic temperature gauge device? What is the temperature right now, Mr. Telephone? Please stay. It's only 4 degrees apparently, which isn't really that cold. For some reason, this room is freezing. Maybe it's just this room. It's not a room that many people go into. Well, I guess I'm the only person that goes into it. I only really come in here on my days off, like today, where I can spend time recording and stuff. That's really the only time I actually come in here. So I guess that's probably why it gets so cold, because nothing ever happens in here. But I brought in my heater as well, so maybe that will help things a little bit. Let's lift this guy up one. Whoa, I'm going through the roof. All right. I'm going to continue working on this and I'll be back in a second. So in terms of the top of this, now I had this a little bit different again. I felt like I built in the completely wrong conditions for this, because now I'm up here, it's all looking a little bit strange. The roof is, or the ceiling part is a lot higher than I thought it was. Now I had a bit of an idea, which I'm probably just going to roll with anyway, on how I wanted this to look, but actually being up here might not work out quite as well as I planned. I'm still falling off everything, man. That's never going to change. Can I... Oh, look at that. Perfect little staircase for me. I'm probably going to need that too. Let's get this guy in. I have a lot of these guys running around as well. I don't know what it is with leaves. I just feel like leaves make everything better. Do you know what? I'm going to have to see how this looks, and this might be something that we come back and change, but on the original one I did, I had this piece missing, and I had some leaves coming through like this, and I thought it worked really well, so we'll have a little look, and we'll see how that goes. But overall, do you know what? I'm quite happy with this build. It's not very often that I really leave my comfort zone and use things I don't know or haven't used before, so I'm kind of happy with it. I'm quite proud that I actually use some of these blocks as well, because like I said, it's really not something that I normally do. I'm not a big fan of oranges and stuff. It's not something I really know. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I think it's come out all right. Let's see. Let's drop down here and let's have a little look and see how that works. Now my hope was... Yeah, do you know what? That's quite cool. That works okay. My hope was that this would look like it kind of attached to something, but now being down here, I realize it really doesn't. But I've had an idea. I've had a little bit of an idea. Let's see if we can. I've got some here. I want to try and put a little bit of a slope on this and see how this works out. Now, this is either going to look really bad or this is going to work really well. So let's jump down and let's see. You can't really see it, so maybe we'll just leave it. Let's have a look at an angle. I think that does tie in a little bit. I need something on the edges here as well to tie this part into the wall, but I think that's okay. That ties it in okay. There's not really much more to add apart from the glass. This is pretty much the extent of it. I'm starting to think this should have been a little bit wider. but ultimately I'm kind of happy with that. So let's head to our storage and let's see if we've got any glass about, and let's see if we've got any grey glass in particular to use. Let me have a look. Black, some white. Let's take some of this. How do you make the grey again? What is grey? Do I have any grey in colours? I believe I do. Some of these turn into grey, don't they? Let's give that a go. Light grey dye, perfect. I'm not sure how much of this I actually need. Dyes are one thing I don't use enough in this video game. Let's get this going. Speaking of which, we really can't be far off. That's wrong, isn't it? Oh, I think I remember how you have to do this now. You have to do this with real glass and then change it over. 1.9 really can't be far off now, so that's something that's pretty exciting. My plan with that, and the reason why there hasn't been much Aptera, is my plan is I did update it, but I had to change the fact it was a server and things like that. So a few things are moving about with that. But I'm kind of waiting for a full release. I think that's probably going to be the best way to go because there are a lot of changes and there are a lot of cool things going on with it. And I'd quite like to set myself some new challenges. I think that would be a pretty good idea as well. As cool as the challenge is, I feel like not a lot's really happening with it. So we'll get that done and that'll be really cool. But let's see how this thing works. This thing stands out kind of nicely with the orange and the colors. It's very small. Garnis does kind of, well, it is a bit bigger, but that's okay. That's okay. I think this will be one of the buildings I actually do get to do an interior for, and I think that will make the difference. What it lacks for in size, it will make up for. Well, probably not with anything else. That's definitely not how you make those, so that's a good start to the day. It is, man, I swear, are they invisible? Or are they just really hard to see? What don't I need? I have so much rubbish with me. Oh, that was the wrong button. This is not going well for me today. They looked invisible in there. I guess the colors just blend in. But cool, let's do that. And let's dig some of this out so we can actually get that glass detached and then see what that looks like. No lights, so that's probably a good start. I want to change this actually as well to this guy. I haven't really had any thoughts or anything to the interior or the size of the interior, so that will be something that comes at a later date. I might dig some of it out today, actually. We'll see how today goes. We'll see how it goes. I've got a few other things I want to record, some really cool stuff I want to get done. I'm going to be recording some more Walking Dead today as well. I love that video game, man. That game is a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that you guys are excited for it to be back. See, this is what we need. This is what we need more of. I need you guys to tell me what it is that you're enjoying and what you want to be enjoying, and we can make it happen. I enjoy these things a lot more when I know that you guys are enjoying it too, so I definitely recommended that you let me know about that stuff. So if there are any series that I've left like all my series unfinished, man. I had a plan. I had a plan where I would go back and look at all the series that we didn't finish, which is actually quite a few, and then we'd finish them up. Now, some of them, it's been a really long time. Like some of them, we're talking back from when I originally started. There are a few games, like some of the first ones I played, that I think we probably will just leave alone. How's this going to work if I go like this? Don't know if that's quite what we want. I think that's going to be okay. Such as, did we finish Limbo? I don't think we finished Limbo. Megabyte Punch, I think, was another one of the first games I ever played on the channel. Those ones, I think, is long gone. There are a few that I do want to finish, though, so we'll see how that pans out. But I've hopefully got some really cool opportunities coming up soon, which is actually one of the reasons why my phone has been buzzing today. And hopefully that's going to mean some really good things for us and the channel and such. But I don't want to speak too soon, so I won't say anything until they're kind of moving, but we'll see. But things are going good, man. Things are going very, very good. It's been a very cold day today. I forgot to put the things in. All right, I'm going back up. All right, that is the gist of what I had. That is pretty much where I was going with it. But standing back and looking at this here is, I think it should be a little bit wider. My only worry is that it's not going to look too great with this. I'm thinking I'm going to move these out onto these slabs here, onto the sides there. I just don't know if that's going to make this part here too wide and not interesting enough. So we may have to add another level of detail with that. But that's definitely something I think I might try out. So that's what I'm going to go with. But this is the gist of the idea. And I think the colors work quite well together. I think they do complement each other quite well. It does actually help this thing stand out. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, let me get these things moved out and let's see how much difference we can make with that. All right, that's in place. Let me just pick up a few of these stairs I dropped and let's have a little look. I think I got the edges and the corners right, but I probably didn't. Let's have a little look. Nope, that's not quite right, but that's fine. I'm gonna need these stairs, not slabs, but that's okay. It feels much better being that little bit wider, but now I feel like it needs to come forward a little bit. So this is gonna be one of those projects. This is gonna be kind of awkward. I don't know. I feel like maybe it was better where it was, but I feel like the actual shapes and the proportions look a little bit nicer like that. But I just can't help feeling like this all needs to come forward one. So maybe that's my next goal. Maybe I just take the top off, bring it forward, and we'll see how that goes. I definitely need to fix that at least, but I don't know. I don't know. The proportions do feel better. They do feel better. It just needs to be closer. After pulling back the logs and sort of changing this, I can't see it making much sense being more forward now. I'm getting kind of lost with this one. I'm getting kind of stuck. I feel like this would be a bit better if this came down here maybe as well. I think that might round this off. No, maybe not. Okay, I changed my mind. But yeah, I'm not too sure about this one now. This one's now getting kind of confusing because looking at this, I feel like the thickness is right, but the log wouldn't make sense against the wall there. Or maybe it would. Maybe it would. All right, I've added the logs back to actually where they were originally, and I'm thinking that maybe it wasn't that was throwing me off. So I'm thinking maybe it was the lip on the roof. Maybe that's all it was. It was a bit too crowded, a bit too busy. But I think I need to work out the middle of this now because I feel like the window is oh no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I feel like the window is a bit of a strange shape now. I also don't believe that I brought... Oh no, I did. It's okay. I take that back. So I don't think I had Silk Touch, which wasn't going to help, but I did. Okay. Well, let's try and take this window out then and make this a slightly different shape. Let's see. Is that going to be too much? Maybe that's going to be okay, actually. Maybe that's going to be okay. Let me find some of these stairs and let's get some of the detail in with this stuff. In fact, you can go at an angle. So can you? I think maybe what was throwing it off was all the extra things flying about and sticking out. Maybe that's what was confusing everything. So let's give this a go. Let's see how this works out. I'm just going to throw things in random places and see how I feel about it later. I think that kind of is how all of these things go for me. That's way too much. That's way too much. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's working out okay. I'd like to... Do you know what would go really nice there? Some banners. I think they would be really, really cool. I don't actually have a banner yet, though. I've always wanted to make myself a little banner. Not necessarily a logo, but something that kind of suits what we do here. So that's something I really want to work on. So that's something we'll get done soon. I think once I've got some banners, maybe that's what can go there. Let's try a line of this. Let's see how that works. I just need to get these edges here sorted now because I don't want to leave them. It feels too flat if I just leave it how it is. So let's give this a go. I'm much happier with this bit though. This bit does look much better. I need to even that out. I think those need to go. But I am a bit happier with the way that works now. I don't feel like it needs to come forward anymore. I feel like it's in a good place. There's a lot of rambling in this episode. I apologize. This didn't quite go this didn't quite go as well as I planned. But that's cool. Let's get these in. And that should be good. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things I've never been quite great at. It's one of those things I've never had quite spot on just yet. The structure and the way I do these videos is always kind of a mess. It's always slightly different because I just need to find something that works. You think I would have after all of this time, but there you go. Well, let's see how that feels then, because I did feel like it was a little bit too much. In fact, maybe we could use fences in some way. Maybe something like this is all we need to do. I want to get those blocks. Jump up. I'm going to add one there for good measure. Let's see how that works. But I think maybe that will help out a little bit. It just feels like it needs something. It feels too flat otherwise, but the planks seem too much. Yeah, no, that's cool. That works. In fact, you know what would work really well with that? If we get some of these lanterns, I think they would be good. I've only got 3 of these. It's not going to get me high enough, is it? Oh, not with that attitude, it isn't. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how these lanterns work. Again, I think banners would be a really, really cool addition to this in general. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I'm thinking maybe I should lift it up one. But these are little things that I worry about. I'll worry about these little things once I'm happy with this. Well, listen, I'm going to keep going with this on my own because I feel like I'm just yammering on for ages now. So let me get a little bit more of this done. Let me figure out how I want to do things and I'll be back. All right, there we go. I'm happy with those. I like the way that they look. I like the way that they fit. I think that works nicely. I think my only problem now is this very top part here. This line in general, I'm not happy with, and I'm not really sure where I can go with it. If I'm completely honest, I think I need to use a different block. Let's try these guys. Oh, that was the wrong way. Let's just use this. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Nothing's really quite the same as the way I had it because it's a very different situation. I think that's going to be a little bit of advice for anybody who's planning or building anything. Probably build in a fairly similar situation rather than just a massive plains biome, because this place isn't very similar to a massive plains biome for actually quite a lot of reasons. Let's see how that goes. Maybe some more orange around the top. Some orange woods. It could be okay. In fact, it could be a good source of light if I had some lanterns behind that. But hey, let's see how that's worked out. I like this. This is working. Let's get rid of that, and then have a proper look. But I think I'm gonna have to like build up to it again, aren't I? Is that enough? Yes, maybe. No, not quite. Let's go a little bit higher. Cool. And that I think is going to conclude this stage of the building. I think I'm happy with this now. I think that's worked out quite nicely. I've left the block there and that's really frustrating me for some reason. There we go. I think that's worked out quite nicely. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Again, some banners would be perfect, but I'm actually quite happy with this. I've got some blocks there as well. Oh, this place is a mess. Right, let me figure out where we're going next and I'll be back with you. All right, well, currently only have the ground floor done. I would like to add an upstairs as well, but let me show you what we're working with. Now, this isn't finished by any means, but when you come inside, I've separated a couple of rooms off. This needs some work. I'm not too sure how I'm going to fit in any detail or decoration, so I may move this wall back one so we can get some of that in around here. This here is also going to come out. Because it doesn't look very good. I can have a little room here. We'll do some things. We'll get something figured out. I'm thinking maybe I'll get a little staircase in that corner because that's my real problem. I need to find a way upstairs. And then just here, we've got a little cupboard with things in. We've got a little armor stand. So we've got a little room there going on, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, I just need to get a little bit of decoration going on in here. Now, I do want this place to feel kind of small and kind of tight, but I think it's going to be cool. So I'm probably going to do some of that between now and the next episode, so we'll see how that goes. And the next episode, we may start on the little trials thing, if that thing is up, or we will get back to building the big place at the castle site that we started on. Or maybe some upstairs, who knows? I definitely don't know. But that is going to do it for this episode. So I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and I do hope that this kind of messy style of just placing blocks all the time worked out okay. I've got a lot of editing to do because this turned out to be a really, really long recording, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, of course, if you did enjoy it, you do want to see more, you're excited to see more, do go ahead, click the buttons, do what you want to do. And yeah, I'll see you next time.